So I'm sure you've already heard about the Chicago woman who was unalived in front of her son's school after dropping him off in the school. Now, I just want to say, for starters, condolences to the family. I'm so sorry that that happened. It's just a terrible, terrible world that we living in. And that's why I stress what I stress in my videos about raising up the new generations to be God fearing, about raising up the new generations to care about who they sleep with, to care about who they procreate with. Because at the end of the day, that is what is unaliving these people, the demons that you are letting into your life. But there's so many different things that are being tossed around. There was one where her son was in the car. That's debunked and that's false. There's one where they said they were arguing or something had happened. I'm this is fairly new. This happened probably a couple days ago, about from uploading this. Ramika Meeks, she's the one who was unalived, was had her work uniform on and was going dropping off her son. So I'm going to play the video and then let you know some of my thoughts in between about the situation, because and I feel like I'm more than qualified to talk about this topic because I was in a domestic violence situation for over a decade, and why it is so important to be careful who you sleep with, because that mistake, if it's whether it's a mistake or a good decision, follows you all the days of your life in some shape or form.
It's so sad you can't even just think straight.
Not long after the bell rang at this elementary school Monday morning, gunshots rang out nearby, leaving a young boy without his mom.
I mean, what do you tell a kid when you just drop me off? How do you just say she's not here anymore? How do you explain it?
Police say the 31-year-old victim, whose name has not yet been released, was near Cermak and State just after 9. Early information leads investigators to believe some sort of a fight unfolded, and the suspect pulled out a gun, shooting the victim in the face. The victim was rushed to Stroger Hospital while the suspect was cuffed at the scene.
It's not fair. The person doesn't come back. You need to understand that. They don't come back. Your life is taken too. So who really lose? Everybody lose. It's no win in the situation.
Kanisha works across the street and saw the aftermath of what happened. She doesn't know the victim, but is devastated for her family and friends and calls this preventable.
Violence is not the way to keep doing it. Nobody wins in a situation.
A family now looking for justice, as sources close to the investigation say detectives are speaking with witnesses and reviewing evidence to figure out exactly what happened.
It's so scary and sad. I don't even know. I feel real bad for the lady. It's so sad you can't even just think straight.
Not long after the bell rang.
Now, I'm not in charge of where anybody goes after this life, but them putting on like the AI angel wings and the song in the background is just talking about lewd stuff, it just says a lot about the state of society's intelligence. Like, why do you think those things are going to be associated with each other?
All y'all that's saying that old girl out, that girl is not out. I wish y'all stop making these fake pages
Chicago clown new baby mama shot face baby mama in the face, killing her.
and shit. Or fake
Imagine getting unalive after dropping your child off at school.
Let's talk about Romika Meeks. Why were they there and why are they claiming self-defense? So Romika drops her son off at school. Minutes later, her ex Carlos Way and Holly Johnson pull up. Now, not only are they at the school, but there's an active restraining order. Holly has a restraining order against Meeks. Holly, if you have a restraining order against Meeks, why did you pull up on her? I thought you was scared. Yet they confronted Meeks. We all know this was not a chance encounter, but a confrontation. Now, eyewitnesses say that the father had Meeks in a headlock. That alone doesn't look like a self-defense reaction. It looks like a setup. Why show up to pick a fight, especially at a school? Now, while Meeks was in that headlock, Holly Johnson took out a gun and shot her at close range in the face. Witnesses say they saw everything. Self-defense? Not likely. Now, in Illinois, you can only claim self-defense if you thought that you were in immediate danger or harm. Your response has to be proportionate. Here's why self-defense makes no sense. The victim, Meeks, was the one being held in a headlock. Now, if Meeks is in a headlock, she's not a threat. The shooter, Holly Johnson, initiated the deadly response without clear, immediate danger to herself. They could have chosen to de escalate and walk away. They chose to fight. They chose a confrontation at school drop off. That shifts the narrative from self defense to potential premeditation or even an ambush. In this case, you see a woman held down and another one pulling a gun. That's not defensive, that's escalation, especially given that you're at a school setting.
And then this comment reads, apparently Holly Johnson, that's the other baby mom, the second baby mom, Facebook status said sometimes you have to unalive people before deleting her Facebook. This one says, may they both get life in prison. If she had a restraining order, why come to the child school? I didn't even know all that. But if you see the video, you've seen the whole situation essentially, and you've heard of the whole thing. For me, it really resonates strongly because we don't know what exactly happened behind closed doors, because you also have this pic.
Phone right now,
This
bitch.
this clip.
Hang up the phone right now, bitch. You want to sit on the phone and sneak this week to a red ass bitch?
You go
that
right
did
to
threesomes
jail.
with her friend? You want to sneak this week? Yes, she did. She a slut. She a slut, and her friends. I said, I got her. She said, record me. And then if any one of them want to lie, call me for them hoes. For you, Kaya, and her Holly. She said, call her.
Hey, Mario.
What we talking about? But I'm lying. But I'm lying. But I'm lying. But I ain't got the phone right now, bitch.
It says Romika was supposedly getting their son his lunch, saw Quadija and began attacking her. Quadija, who's that, had an open order of protection against Romika. Romika was the aggressor. They fought. Quadija shot Romika. She was arrested at the scene, but it was released thereafter. The key words that they were said in the scene was, I feared for my life. According to report, this person, I don't know who Holly was the aggressor by showing up at Romika's child's school. She had, and this isn't even where the location is. I feel like somebody's posting something to, like, yeah, we all have instances where we've done something or there's other arguments and whatever the case is, saying X, Y, and Z. We have this clip right here. It says Romika Meek's baby father is uploading videos of her allegedly stalking him.
Want to keep lying? This how I feel when somebody keep lying to somebody. Why did you lie? Tell me why you lied. Tell me why you lied. Why did you lie? Why you lie so much? Why do you lie so much? I'm talking to you. What? Talk to me and I'll throw it down. You want to keep lying? This how I feel.
It says the father of Romika Meek's child is said to now allegedly be uploading videos to social media of her allegedly threatening him about lying. Romika was shot and killed by her ex-boyfriend's other child's mother after dropping his son off at school. He was a narcissist, provoking and ready to record her reaction. Narcissist assignment is steal and destroy. He can't manipulate me. She did not deserve. So essentially, like, there's two sides to every story. I'm not saying that the whole situation that went down, yes, he and that baby mom was in the wrong. If there was witnesses and they saw it like that, first of all, he's putting her in a headlock and all of that. The baby mom, the second baby mom, Holly, pulling out a weapon to unalive her. That felt really intentional. There's a lot of jealousy between baby moms. There's a lot of animosity between baby moms. But what I wanted to touch on is the pillow talking of these men out here in these streets. Like, you really have to be careful who you lay down with. I don't really like talking about my own situation, but I do realize that going through the testimony, there was a reason why I went through that, and you have to share that testimony. So for years, I had been dealing with my youth's father, and he was very deceptive, but I was also very naive and gullible and was not listening to the signs, to the red flags that God was showing me blatantly about this man. And even my own body energy, just being next to him, I felt like I was getting sucked of my energy, like I was being drained. So there was a time when we were, because he was never steady, never had a steady living situation, and he had of his first baby mom whom they have a son with. So she would stalk my Facebook page, would do X, Y, and Z, would just straight out become a stalker. She was about 10 years older than me, and there was a moment that God showed me, And I forgot exactly how the setup was, but we were in a basement apartment that he was staying at of a friend's, right? Couch surfing on. And she basically, I don't know if we were on the phone or what had happened, but I found out that was literally making fun of me with with the ex. I mean, with the first baby mom, pillow talking, saying, yeah, basically adding fuel to the fire. Whenever she'd say something, he'd chip in and say, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have this as 100% fact, but it just based off of the conversations that I've had and the things that he said to me to my face, I know, like, spiritually, you people could say whatever, but I feel it and I know what had happened. And this was years ago. I do love my youth. That's the only thing. Like, I don't regret them. But this was years ago when I should have still walked away. But there are those type of men that act, I hate to say it like that, but have female traits, okay? Have certain traits, gossiping, instigating, doing things that they're not supposed to do. And I don't even want to say like that's a feminine thing to do, because even when women do it, it's a very ugly thing. But I'm saying it like that because a lot of these men out here they just look like men but aren't really operating in their true kingly status that they could operate in, aren't really operating it as kings out here, because why? Because they're choosing to have their father, which is Satan, rule their life. Okay. So that's what this really like triggered me in a sense of, wow, like these type of situations could go down, but it was only God that protected me. Cause like I said, this woman wanted my head for I mean, and these men are going to choose and do whatever that they're gonna want to do at the end of the day. I even the video with the woman saying you're the chosen woman.
Talk about the Romika Meeks situation for a moment. I've been on this side of eternity for 48 years. I want to share with you something I've learned a long time ago. This might sound offensive, but it's the truth. Some women know what it feels like to be the chosen one. I'm talking about the one that the man really wants. Back in the day, I've been that woman in a couple of situations. Doesn't change the nature of the man. He's still going to cheat if he's a cheater. And yet he still has that woman that he prefers above them all. But the problem with the chosen one for a lot of guys is that she won't stick around. We run for our lives, boss. Because
Listen, if y'all not married, ain't nothing as far as like with the man chosen about you. Because if he chose you, he would have just married you. But I do semi understand what she's saying. You're the woman that he really wants, but he's just playing with this girl and that girl, whatever the case is, and giving birth to his seed, and you giving birth to his seed, or whatever the case is. You get to feel the feeling of, dag, he wants you, he keeps coming back to you. But that in itself is a derogatory statement, because actions, they say, speak louder than words, which is true. But you never can truly know what somebody's thinking of you. It's a whole conundrum and a confusion within itself. Why? Because it's not something that God had ordained for us to be baby moms and sleeping around. So that's why there's a bunch of confusion in this. A man can be acting obsessive with you. It doesn't mean that you chosen or that you loved or whatever the case is by him. It could mean that you're chosen of God and have an assignment. So Satan is using that man to mess with you, to throw you off track, to keep you from the promise that God has for you. So these are so many things that I have learned through experience about the situation. And a lot of women are deep in their pride. I was deep in my pride. A woman once told me, "Well, what's so special about you?" But that woman, she had jealous. It was a whole situation. So it really probably wasn't from the greatest place. But at the same time, I still learn from it, because there are certain things like you'll think, "Oh, he just loves me," and you're just jealous, and you're just this, and you're just that. When in reality, this person really has a ill will for you, and they're using you for whatever they're using you for, whether it be a stepping stone, or they see that you're the easiest stepping stone, or they see that that you, whatever the case is. So that statement that she's making about being the chosen woman really inflates women's head. Don't even think of it that way, because at the end of the day, if he's willing to cheat on you, he never loved you, whether you are the main character, the main one, or the main idiot. Because really, instead of being the chosen woman, you're really the main idiot, because in those situations. So again, I'm so sorry that this happened and it had to come down to this. There was a lot of aggressiveness, there was a lot of things in this situation, like even with the mom speaking as well, you could tell what type of situation that they came from. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, I'm not casting stones. This is all coming from a place of love, because I don't want to continue to see this situation happen. I don't want to continue seeing this going down and people being unalived from it. All the times that the police will show up, things, I mean, I've climbed through a window to get out of a situation. These are the things I would want to see you avoid having to go through. These are the things that are just overall nutty and leads to the violence in the heat of an argument, in the heat of a moment, regardless of who's right or wrong. Things can go south, all because a man wants to talk and instigate between women who are already overly emotional, hooked up on all type of hormones. They got the birth control going. These are things that God didn't want us to do. There's a reason for it. It all plays a factor in the situation. These are all factors in the situation. But with all that being said, I hope you understand what I was trying to say and where I was trying to go, how I was trying to maneuver through the situation, and and what exactly I'm trying to say. If you are edified from this content, you feel like more people need to hear about it, consider sticking around, subscribing, sharing, and liking and commenting on the content. But as usual, seek the Most High. We have this opportunity through Christ to be saved, okay? Because we don't know, people create their videos and stuff like that, and condolences to the family. But I live in reality, and I want so bad for people to understand that God's commandments do matter, okay? They do. If you're in a relationship with somebody, it's hypocritical for you to say that God's commandments don't matter, because you have some commandments in your own relationship, like no cheating, things that weren't being done in in these situations with the man and these two women, all right, that wasn't being upheld. They have the videos and stuff like that, but but all things serious, we don't know where people is going at the end of this thing. I hope that she's seen a good situation. If what I'm saying, it's gonna sound like how it's gonna sound, but I'm just trying to be in the reality of things and hope and pray that maybe you can understand what message I'm trying to say. But with all that being said, create that relationship through Christ. We have this opportunity to serve him and be in this thing. This is temporary. It's so sad, because she wrote a note for her son. Like, what I'm saying? It's as if it just all was just supposed to happen and go down like that. I know that note is gonna stick with that child, with her son for the rest of his life. And I hope that he could learn from it and not create another broken home, because that's what it is. But stay sober minded on these spiritual streets. Peace.